Okay, I'm here to answer all the questions. I will stay consistent with the New Testament and what Jesus Christ says. I'm here to show all the men that what they are going through internally, this man has overcome. Okay, especially in regards to women. And I'm here to show all the women why they need to start paying real close attention to what they're doing in life, because that's why they're suffering so heavily, because women are continuously making wrong decisions everywhere they go. And wrong decisions equals sin, sin equals hell. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to go till 12 o'clock time, and we're just going to chat. Any disagreements or arguments are encouraged here. Encouraged, okay? Anything you disagree with. So, all right, let's get started. Who wants to talk first?
Paul Tully, if you want to talk, your first brother.
Paul.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes, let's do your screen, split screen. Give us a second.
Great.
Yeah, 1 second.
All right.
Okay. Do you have a video?
All good? No, I'm on the road right now. I just left the beat. Is it cool? Is it cool if I'm audio?
Yeah, if you're safe driving, that's your call. If you want to stop. Then, okay.
No,
ahead,
I just want to talk. So I got two questions for you. First one is, how can a man of God be with multiple women at the same time? And then the second one is, how do you personally know God? Because I struggle with that big time. Like,
yes,
yeah,
that's the actual problem. Once you know there is a God and there's good and evil, and that you come from God, and that you're living in a land where it's been overtaken by evil, like the word evil is a real word, right? And the word God is a real word. And once you recognize that, then things will be very clear. So to answer your question, which was, how does a man of God have multiple women? Is that the question? Is it how does he?
Yeah, so there's two. Yeah, so how does a man of God be with multiple women at one time? And then how do you know God personally?
Right. Well, I know God personally because I have a personal relationship with him. You need to know God. And no matter how I know God, will have no relation to how you know God. So the answer to the second one, how do I know God? This is how I have a relationship with anybody, relationship with God. Now, the other one, the question you're asking, I'm going to answer, but you probably have another question that you're not asking. The question is, how does a man of God have multiple women? And the answer is just like this. Here is a man of God with multiple women. And how he does that is exactly like this. You come around, you'll see this is how it's done. Is that what you meant to ask? Or did you mean to ask, how do I reconcile saying I'm a man of God and God says take a woman? Is that what you're asking? That long paragraph of why I feel justified? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So how does, because the status quo is like, from the way that I know God is like from a Christian Catholic perspective, where they're all with one woman and shit like that. And it's just like, would be attacked.
Let me ask you a question. Yeah. Those men that are with one woman, do you truly believe that in their hearts they're only with one woman at that time? Or do you think they lust after every single woman after that, including 100%. Their own daughters sometimes? What?
Yeah. The daughters is that's a weird thing for me, but yeah, 100%. They definitely love.
But they do, because I was with a girlfriend who grew up in the church, whose father and mother were very hardcore Christians, and mother and father, were raping her, just so you know. And they were man and woman of God, supposedly. So just so you know, those men that you talked about in the status quo, look at the words you're using. First of all, status quo. Do you agree with the status quo? Because if you do, then you're completely
fuck the status quo.
But that's what you said.
Yeah.
But I know.
Yeah.
You say fuck the status quo, but then you ask me that the status quo thinks that that's wrong. So are we going to go with the status quo or not? If not, we have to toss that out.
Yeah, I'm stuck. I'm like I'm on the fence. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's right and wrong.
Because you have incorrect terms. I'm trying to show you. You said the status quo, then you said, fuck the status quo. Of course you're in confusion. So first we have to get the proper sentence so I can answer it. And you asked, how does a man of God? And I answered you like this. So far, it's demonstrated that you're not able to concisely speak what it is that you want to speak. And the question this man would ask any man is, why is it you can't just ask what it is that you want to ask? And why is it that after you ask it and it's answered, that wasn't the question? This is called an aberration, which is a departure from rational thought. That any man, see, you didn't want to know how I do that. You wanted to know, why is it that it's okay with me claiming that I'm a man of God to be with multiple women, and every other person that you know says that's wrong? My answer is, every other person you know is not with one woman in their heart, but when I'm with one woman, I am truly with that one woman, and there's no other woman in my mind or my heart at all. 1. 2, I've overcome lust. I never, ever, not ever, ever, ever ask for sex from a woman or affection. Never, ever, ever, ever. Okay? I have in the past, not since I've been reborn. Of course not. It doesn't make any sense to me anymore. So this man has only one woman in his heart in the moment he's with. He's not imagining other girls. He's not thinking about in 5 hours he's going to fuck somebody else, or that a text is going to come through that he can't answer, or that she's going to find out that he was flirting with a coworker, or that there's a billion things in their little evil hearts, and that's why they're so weak, okay? This man does not have that at all. And when he's with a woman, he's with a woman, and that's it. And since he doesn't have lust, that means he'll fuck a girl of 18 years the same way as he'll fuck a brand new girl, and he'll fuck a prostitute the same way as he'll fuck a woman that he's been with for 5 years. It makes no actual difference at all in the way my penis gets inserted into a female's body so she could convulse and feel what it's like for one goddamn moment to have no thoughts and feel good about something. That's for her, not for me. You understand that? Now, having just said all of this, would be clear why this man of God has absolutely no problem. Next, I do not go out to get women. I go out and do exactly what I'm doing in different locations. And when women talk to me, they approach me. I don't approach a woman. They want to stay with me. They ask for my phone number. They want to come over. They want to have sex. And when they want to leave, they can fucking leave. Okay, so the actions taken by this man to have all those women is before, yes, actions taken, but I made all those relationships righteous. Some of them are on right now and they know about it. Moving forward, there's been new girlfriends. I have 2 new girlfriends. And in those relationships, or in these relationships, it's started righteously and it'll go righteously till the end. Now, these new relationships, some of them are better than the old relationships, because those girls have to overcome all those years of being evil to this guy and mistreating him, making wrong choices, and holding it and justifying it. Whereas the new girl never had a chance. She never had a chance to make an incorrect decision around this man, ever. It wouldn't register, it wouldn't allow, it wouldn't work. Right? So the girl becomes more and more exactly the way you want a girl to be without you having to tell her anything. Okay? And so the reason why it's more than justified, it's actually righteous that this man has women like that, is because the father, because he does exist, gives him the women. He takes care of them righteously as he would any other woman, 100%. He doesn't lust after them. Sex is for them. And he protects and gives them the light. And they can go whenever they want to go, and he'll dust his shoes and walk away and never look back. And that'll be a testimony to those people that left, right? Because everybody would see how evil and dark they were to leave a just man like this and a righteous man like this, okay? And so I'm fully 1000% sanctified and protected by that. And the reason why the light is coming through this man to talk about Jesus Christ is exactly that. Exactly that. And all their preachers, which are devils, are going to challenge this man, and they're going to have to be cross-examined on the relationship. And you know they're not willing to, because they'd already tried a couple of days ago if you were in class, okay? Does that satisfy what you wanted?
It does, brother. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, next.
Lonnie, you're up, brother.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. I just spoke to, well, I was speaking to Chris a bit back, just getting oriented. But I wanted to say just thank you for having me on here.
You're
Been
welcome.
listening to your messages for a long while now, and it's a pleasure just to be here in the presence and just listening to what you talk about, the way that you speak about it.
Thank you.
Is definitely transformative in its own way, in its
Thank
own
you.
right, rather.
Thank you. It's beautiful communication. Thank you. Is that what we're
I
saying
don't
to each
have
other?
much of any
Thank you.
questions or anything like that. I was pretty
Okay.
much,
Okay. How you doing? Well, we have a few minutes. You gave such beautiful language. How are you doing? What's going on with you?
how am I doing?
Yeah.
That's a
What's the
pretty,
struggle? Let's start there. What's the struggle? What's the struggle? What's pulling your soul that makes it uncomfortable to live? Because you should be at peace, right? What is pulling your soul? Is it a money? Is it a girl? Is it your weight? Is it your looks? Is it somebody said some shit? You saw your ex-girlfriend on Instagram. What pulls right now? Because they're all the same bullshit, just so you know. But something
oh,
pulls, right? What is it?
all right.
Yeah.
So for me currently at this moment, it's meaning and purpose. So um I'm struggling to find in the things that I do, whether that may be at work, the greater meaning as to why I'm there.
Yeah.
And it pulls me down definitely a lot of the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I can I can change perspectives when it comes to work, when it comes to life, and see a
What
brighter
do you
picture.
what do you mean by that? I'm curious.
By what exactly? The switching
When you said I
perspective?
can change, when you said I can change perspectives, I understand what that means, but I fail to see why you would want to change perspective if something is not right.
Mm,
Let's say you're somewhere that's draining your soul, doesn't
right.
feel like you should be there, but you're getting paid or something, right? And you then change perspective to, well, at least I have a job and I'm doing this, and then you're going to be suffering in that hell because you've picked that over righteousness. Or you realize as you do, man, this is not really what I want to do right now. And you keep doing it because that's what your work is, right? You're not going to suddenly bail on people unless they're evil, then you just turn around and walk away without anything besides what's happening here is wrong and I'm not part of that, and you walk away, right? If it's not that, then you have a job, you don't just quit, you tell them, you give them a chance, right? They'll normally try to give you a raise and try to buy you back, whatever, right? And maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need more money to feel better about the job. And it would happen if you're righteous about it. Okay. Or you recognize that this job is not feeding you anything besides the money. And you recognize that and you stop trying to put a purpose and change perspective on it. And you do that to put a roof over your head and get food so you could start understanding yourself and your relationship with God. Because in order for one to know what this is a pen, right? See this pen, but it's actually not a pen, it's a baton, right? Now, the creator of this knows that it's a baton, but it looks like a pen. Even if it has a pen at the end of it, it's still not a pen. I know what this is. This is a weapon created for martial artists. It's a baton disguised as a pen. Now, if people start arguing with me about this is not a great pen, and I start making a better and a better and a better pen, it's no longer a baton. But the creator of the baton knows it was a fucking baton. Now, baton doesn't have any fucking idea because it didn't create itself, and neither does he or he because I created it, right? Since I did not create me, you did not create you, and it's very visible that somehow our life has been following some strange order that we can't. We're still here. We seem to get along through all the fucking problems somehow, no matter how devastating they are, right? So, in order to find the purpose of it, we're going to have to find who created it, which then again takes me back to God, right? Because science says the most absurd things they could ever say, where you and I got here, right? And they can't even heal anything. That same science can't heal one fucking disease on man. Okay? They've been fighting cancer for 20 fucking years and they're going to Mars. This is inconsistent in goals and technology or truth. Somebody somewhere is lying about something. Okay? That's all there is to it. You know that telescope that sees into 10 galaxies away, 90 million miles away? Make it into a microscope that just looks right here and finds that one thing that's in disturbance, and then study it, and it's going to go away. So we know it's all bullshit. Now, you will never know your purpose if you're looking for it or trying to create it. But when you let go and live your life naturally, you will know your purpose suddenly. And the purpose of every man of God is to be righteous in his activity that he's doing, whether he's sweeping the floors or sitting here talking or listening, typing the computer or on his phone. It doesn't make a difference. His job, his purpose, why he was created is so that he can be a testament to his Father, God. Why? Because when one speaks like this, everything heals and brings order. Evil leaves. That sounds like a good plan for me and you and our family, whoever we love, our friends, right? We want that for them. There is no other purpose besides righteousness for man in every moment. That's the purpose we were here for. We know that because every time we move off of that, we have some sort of internal pain. That tells you the purpose is to be righteous, because every time you make an unrighteous act, even if nobody's around, you do a shameful act, you feel that shame next time you're around people. So he says God's always watching. He knows your every thought, every word, because you're alone by yourself in your room. You take a stick and shove it up your butthole to see what it feels like 5-6 times, and then you come back and you face the world. Nobody saw you do that, but you're in shame. Then you do the next thing. Nobody sees something, you take it, and no one sees it. All right? No one knows about it. Not one individual will ever know about that. But the next time, whoever you took this from is around, they're going to be able to hurt you because you have committed an act against them. So even if they say something to you, you're going to get emotional because you don't want them to find out. Plus, you have to justify the fact you took it from them. They're a thief. They're ugly. They hurt you in the past, so I'm going to take it from them. Two wrongs don't make a right. Right is right, right is right, right is wrong, right, and wrong is wrong, and that's it, right? So the suffering, the pool that you're feeling is because you're trying to find your purpose, but that's, again, one of the bullshits of the modern society and the deception. How can you and I possibly know what our purpose is, bro? We can be passionate, which is wrong, towards a goal that leads into a lustful something, whether it's money, women, or status, power. But you and I know our purpose is lustful, and we have to sit there and go, and then we're in another sort of hell. But a natural man will say, so whatever your job is right now that you have, whatever your activities are, whoever you know, your purpose right now is to be a righteous man in those activities. As you do that, order comes to those activities, and you'll see the disorder you're actually dealing with suddenly because you're not part of it. You're now being righteous. Suddenly you see the evil done to you and others all the time in that space. Why it doesn't feel good? I don't want, what the fuck? So now what do? Well, just like all of us, we live. We're just no longer under the delusion that that's a worm. It's a snake and it's venomous and it will kill you. Now the venom can instantly kill you if you jump off a roof or a building because the voices in your head said, just do it, just do it. You could land, whatever the fuck it is, or it's all over, no one likes you. You could suddenly get bit by a black mamba and die, or you could get by a snake and slowly the venom will go in your body and it'll deteriorate all the cells and you look like a walking dead and soon you'll die. And if you want to see the walking dead, then just go to your work and look around, or go to the mall, or just walk outside and say hello to your neighbor. Your neighbor is not aware that there's a neighborhood, that there's a neighbor there, that there's clouds there, that there's an air there. Your neighbor is there doing some mechanical thing while in their mind they're distressing about their purpose or their girlfriends or what they did last night, or it's all a bunch of zombies. The Walking Dead is true, right? It's not a show. They do those shows so you can't see the truth. Don't look for zombies that look like that. Look for soulless bodies walking the street right now with eyes of no light in them, being moved by food, money, or sex over everything. That's a dangerous zombie that has no morals or ethics. It's not going to make the right decision. It's going to be an animal, a zombie. It's going to be an animal. It will do what it needs to do to win with no ethics, no sense of right and wrong. That's why science is evil. in every aspect of science is evil. I'm here to debate a scientist about how evil they are. If you know anybody who's a man of science, bring them on so I could show them how evil they are. That they don't believe one thing they say, and with whatever they believe, they cannot do one thing worth anything to you and I. A man studying science for all those years will do nothing to help you and I and our families at all. If he has any skills, he'll be taken by the government and used against us, actually. And he'll be funded. And the little guy who has a light in his backyard, and he builds that thing that was given to him by God, suddenly the fucking guy goes out and goes, you know what? Cars can run on water. It's happened already. And then he dies. Or he's no longer seen and the patent is gone, right? So when science arrives, it doesn't arrive in the university. Bombs and guns and taking over places, they arrive in university science. Real science arrives with a man or a woman with a situation in their life, suddenly looks around and goes, that, puts it together, doesn't know how, and says, I invented something. How could anybody ever go to a school of invention? I always want to know. An inventor is one who just suddenly is inspired to invent something. It's a miracle. A miracle is an invention suddenly. Suddenly somebody makes an airplane, but there was no school for airplane. Now there's schools for airplanes, and we realize that these evil people, we see it on the news, not that the news is proper, but you know the whistleblowers, we know they're right. 2 whistleblowers in Boeing have died now since they came out in the last month, just so you guys know. 2 people that worked in Boeing, the ones that take your family around and you sit in it and you're safe, 2 of them have come out and have said, these things are not safe. Here's why. We know about it. Both have died. There's evil in the world. There's evil in the world. Like real evil in the world. And you see it, but everybody knows what happened with Epstein. Everybody knows. Why are the people sitting around waiting for somebody else to tell them what to do with Epstein? Do you and I need a court of law to find out after everything that man is not innocent? Do we need anything else besides the flight logs of all these people that have gone there over 20 times to that island? Do we need any more evidence besides immediately seizing these criminals, putting them on trial for the public to see live broadcasts and just question? None of that is happening. You know it and I know it. This is all an illusion. It's a matrix. And you're buying stories and you're not just seeing what's in front of you. If you see what's in front of you, it's extremely evil, especially when you look inside you. And if you really want to see that, then this is where I come in. Think about every time a man that you know has approached a woman, what was in his heart? Every time he offered her a drink or invited her over or said, let's go to a restaurant, or said, I'll help you with homework, or said, here, you walk in first. You know what was in his heart. Do you want that for your daughter? If you had a daughter, would you want her to be fooled by a man like that so he could just have sex with her? Would you want that?
No.
Me neither. So don't be that. So don't be that. But how does one not be that? Well, that you have to purify, right? And that's where this book came in and comes in, because this guy has read all their prophets, all their self-help books. I'll sit down and talk to those authors about their books, bro. It doesn't work. This one works. That's why he says Jesus is the way, because the way he conducted himself from beginning to the end, what he said, if you follow it, then you'll sit at peace in the middle of hell. And step by step, the Holy Spirit, which is what he said you would have, will begin to cleanse you of all that shit. And you start to see more and know more, see more and know more, because the truth is in you, and the truth shall set you free. But just like the last person that came on, right? He said status quo, blah, 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 blah. Really, really what he was asking at the deepest level, he was saying this: I would like to be with multiple women, and I want to know it's not wrong with God. That's what he meant to say. He also meant to say in that, if I do that, I'll be attacked by the status quo. How do I deal with that? That's what he was saying. I heard it all. But you see, he couldn't say it in the proper syntax, because for what he wanted to say that, he would agree, yeah, that's what I wanted to say, right? But the truth is that then if we went deeper into his soul, we would see that the reason he wants multiple women is he actually wants to have sex with multiple women. And somewhere in there would be back to the point why he couldn't see clearly why a man like this could have multiple women. Because I can, and I will, and I'm righteous, and that's all there is to it. And to be asked that question has everything to do with him having sex with multiple women and nothing to do with God or anything else. Now, what's happening is a man sitting here saying God is real, Jesus is real, and I'm doing that. Now everyone's got to fucking check themselves as a man. Because preachers, they don't do this. And they're liars, and we know they're perverts, and all of them are coming out. You know, T.D. Jakes is the devil. Go watch him. Just watch a sermon of his now and see what happens, right? Watch him transform on stage into a devil right in front of you with voice changes and movements and walking like Zion. Have you ever seen T.D. Jakes? He'll do this on stage. He will literally do this. Watch him right after this. First of all, he looks like the devil. You go, Arash, you look like the devil. No, I actually don't. He'll do shit like this. And the audience is over there. Oh. And by the way, my book is $30 and you could get that right after this, and we're going to do that, and you could go vacation in my crib and this and that, and God Almighty. Hey, bro, we know you suck dick. How's that? We know you suck dick. Okay? And we're all going to find out, when do you want to meet? And who is this? Give me a second. Okay. There you go. There's an example of that. That's a girl I haven't met. Texting. Now she texts. When do you want to meet? Right? Am I inviting her over? You know what my answer was? Whenever you want. I want to meet whenever the fuck you want. You obviously want to meet because you're asking, right? So when do you want to meet? This is an exclusive offer. Visit Wallflower today for your spectacular deals. Enjoy spectral quality, massive savings. That was that text. Okay, what do you think about all that, dude? Does that make sense?
That makes that makes so much fucking sense. You know, and I like how you broke down how the last caller, what he was really asking, his real question beneath it all. As you were speaking, everything that you were saying, I took that in. And when it came to that point, I thought back to myself and I realized that when it comes to the purpose, when it comes to the meaning, when it comes to living a righteous life, the question that I have internally is, am I worthy of living a righteous life? And because I know how much I've sinned within my heart, and
good.
So it becomes difficult. So that's
okay. So you're right. You're right on it. You're 100% right. And that's why the steps, he says, repent, you sinner. Ask for forgiveness. Right? Now, the incredible part is, as people will testify here, right, and myself, we're very fortunate that God will forgive us, right? You'll see, because you know how much you've sinned. And I can guarantee you, myself and others will testify, once you clean up, you're good. And then you're taken care of better than you could ever imagine. It's not even real. It's not even possible to comprehend the fruits and the gifts. Does he say that of the Father? Does he ever say that? The fruits of somewhere in there, because it's so real to me, right? Now, the beautiful thing is God forgives everyone. Everyone. Got it? You knowing that, you repent, you confess your sins. You don't need to go tell everybody what you did. You just know. You and God. The last guy asked me, how do you know God? I'm about to tell you. Because you go confess your sins to the entire world and nothing gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But when you sit down by yourself and go, wow, I've been evil. There's no other way to say it. I've been a liar. I've been a thief, a hypocrite. I've been greedy, lustful, dangerous, hateful, resentful, vengeful, angered. That's wrong. And I repent. And now I'm on the righteous path. Now guide me. Now drop your purpose at that moment. Drop your goals at that moment. Drop anything and everything. And now live. Now, that's how it starts. And you'll see he forgives. Okay? Then when that happens, and you see how much you've sinned, which is the proper word, really, right? Because it encompasses all those things. We can say this, that. When you see how much you've sinned, but that you're a good person, that you were trying to do the right thing, but it was just you were still sinning, then it'll be very easy to look at any man or woman and go, I forgive. Right? Dear Lord, forgive our what is the word in the prayer?
Forgive my transitions.
Transgression. Is it transgressions or is it another word? It's like that. Forgive what I've done. Trespasses as I forgive others. Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's in that prayer that Jesus gave, right? Lord, forgive my trespasses as I forgive others. Right? And that's going to be very important to stay righteous, because you're going to see how many times people are actually transgressing against you in every sentence they almost say. They're not in control. They don't know what they're saying. They're possessed by evil spirits, and that's why they keep making the wrong decision and suffering, a wrong decision and suffering. But when you repent, right, you don't got to go confess to nobody. I'm a minister, you confess to me, but not in front of everybody. Okay? Then that, but you don't need to. You don't need to. A minister and a father is to show your relationship with God, not through me, right? That is not the job of the person sitting here ever, or yours, right? And that's what happens when a lot of guys start getting this. They start going out and talking to girls and other people about it, but their ego is in the way. So then they get into an argument or fight with something you should never fight over, the truth. You just speak the truth. If somebody wants to keep the lies, you're welcome to all the lies after this, right? It's obvious you're not going to keep it, but you're welcome to all the lies after this. Now, if you walk away, I'm still going to hold the truth and you're going to hold the lie. And then you can see what that would equal later. So that's the power of truth. When you're a righteous man, you just say it as it is, right? If someone says, well, you don't like working here, you say, I appreciate working here because I'm getting paid and I'm always doing my best. Even if I was scrubbing your toilets, I would do that right now. Do I like working here? It's not something that I enjoy, but it's not something I think about. I'm just doing work. The person asking you that is not concerned about you. That's an attack. Everybody think like they're trying to help you is not trying to help you. How could a drowning man next to you save you from drowning? He's just going to pull you down and try to breathe a little bit more.
Right. You know, I love that you just pointed that out, because it makes sense as to why in my life, my experience is whenever it is that I may be feeling in a negative mood or I might be down, someone will come and ask me, how are you doing? And my immediate reaction is to get angry, because I know that they know how I feel or how I look to them, but they're asking such a stupid question because they don't really care about me more so themselves.
They don't care. Like if they, we see that guy's dark and I go, bro, you all right? It's a different thing I'm asking. Right? Yeah, I'm gonna. So it's what you're saying is what's testified in the book. It's what's in your heart. Their heart, when they're asking you that, is not pure, so you react to it. Now later, when your heart is pure of their impurity, when they say that, you see it, and you might even smile at them. You might even smile at them. You will. I'm telling you. And then, if they're gonna press, you'll have the language, the sacred syntax, the golden words, to stop them dead in their track without anything else. And if it's time to tell them to back off, you will. But you'll walk away and smile and not think about it. And they'll go away plotting against you because you said back off to them. They'll go behind your back. That guy, who does he think he is? He just yelled at me and this and that. There's a plot against every man right now, right, to suffer. Every man on earth, there's a plot to suffer. And they're using many different routes. The route of sex and woman, I have overcome that. So the teaching comes through this man strictly for that purpose. So that every man knows this man has everything he wants with women and greater. He has everything they want with money and greater. I don't have as much money as Andrew Tate, but Andrew Tate is insecure about his money. That's why he has to always talk and show it. And you know, he's a girl. Look at Andrew Tate after this. Go watch one of his videos. You'll watch a woman competing with women who hates women. Everybody should know that Andrew Tate, the guy who speaks about women and teaches men, that guy actually hates women, and there's much evidence for that, just so you know, okay? That his students are taught to hate women. You should know that about that guy. And when you see it for yourself, that's it, okay? So a man who has hate in his heart is suffering all the time, right? Do you know he even said that he would rather have sex with a transvestite guy with a dick? That this is not talking bad about Andrew Tate. This is pointing out the devil that's going around preaching to men how to be alpha and is being put up, because that's what would happen during this time. They would bring these people up and they will go from 0 to suddenly superstardom, right? She goes from Romeo, da, 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 Taylor Swift to like the highest selling Grammy ever. 10, like, and I couldn't name one of her fucking songs. You couldn't name one of her fucking songs. Not one person in this room could name one of her fucking songs. Not one of my girlfriends is playing her fucking songs. Never in a club have I heard her fucking song. How is she selling so much? Who the fuck is even buying music these days? Isn't it free? Who's voting? Who's voting? It's a story that we're all buying, right? And everyone knows it. So, anyways, we can talk forever about this, because we do talk about forever. But this is it. This is the truth. So you're already repenting. Just take a moment. God is not of time. Okay? This world is of time. So you're going to have to be cleansed of this world to overcome it. But he's immediate. God already knows what you said before you said it, before I knew it. You're his son. You have had a plan for you from your father to get to the point today to have this conversation today. Okay?
Amen.
Makes sense, right? Then
Yep.
your whole life will make sense. The bad jobs make sense. The sins you committed will make sense to you, because you need to be able to see those sins to be free of those sins. Otherwise, you're going to be blind to those sins. So your story is perfect as it is, because here you are talking about it.
I definitely agree. Amen.
Yeah. So one of the things Jesus said is don't judge, starting with yourself. Starting with yourself. That's where he fails, this guy. Like a mouse.
I deeply appreciate it, Raj. I definitely took a chance in coming on here and speaking. I was definitely against it for a split second, but Chris definitely aided in that, and I'm deeply grateful that I did it. So I appreciate you.
This is your reference, okay, bro? Everything was here. Okay. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right, bye. Let me just check these messages real fast. The answer to whenever you want is okay. All right. All right, who's next?
Armando Vargas.
I think about Shamir's girlfriend's boyfriend. I hear that.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
His name reminds me of that. Hey.
Oh.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about my experience after residency.
Yeah, you were here.
Um,
How long did you stay here for?
2 weeks.
So everybody who's listening, Armando came here and did residency. Like, he took a vacation in Vegas for real. And he stayed with us and went out with us. And, he wants to talk about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, like it's been a 180, like
Literally.
because yeah, because before residency, I was just living every day in pain, and even if it didn't feel like pain, it's just I had a lot of hatred. I had a lot of vengeful thoughts.
Wow. Isn't that beautiful?
And it would get worse and worse. over time. So I have the action,
Yeah.
and like my interactions with people are different now. It's more pure, and I have peace within myself, and I can feel
Wow.
the peace in my chest. Like it's like
Yeah.
daisies growing from roots
Yeah.
from your heart, or like
This
a
is hold on. This
kryptonite.
is the symbol. This is the symbol in Buddhism of the lotus flower, just so you know. It's a pure flower that grows out of the mud. And if you take the symbol of the lotus in Buddhism and don't put it here, it's incorrect. It's not a third eye symbol. It's a flower of the heart, as you're saying. It opens up and there's all this mud around it, but it's beautiful and pure in the mud. That's the lotus symbol of the lotus purity. You get that? And it makes so much sense. And it's so beautiful when you see what it is, why the lotus keeps showing up in Buddhism, because what you just said is like a flower that opens in the heart, but there's all this, you could still see the evil around it because you see the thoughts and emotions. You just know the purity of your heart. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Like
Man,
I look
that's so cool seeing you like this, bro. You look great. We all see it. Look at you're glowing, bro. Look
it's
at
part
that.
of the lighting, but even outside of this, people tell me, "Oh, I can see it in your eyes. You know, you had a great time," and they thought like because I told them this, and they thought I had gotten pussy, but I didn't. It was basically.
Hey, you would not look like that if it was pussy. You would look different. Be like, I have a question. So after you have sex with a girl, right? It would be this. It wouldn't be this. Such a
Right.
gross word,
It
pussy.
would just it would be temporary, and it wouldn't last. You when you what you bless me with, and it's permanent. So like I can't unlearn this. It's like riding a bike. Like you can't unlearn riding a bike. So
Yeah,
like I look
once
at
you know
people
the truth,
now, it's
once you know the truth, you can't unknow the truth. You get it? That's why people are so afraid of it,
yeah,
because if they face it, if they say there's a God, they're going to have to face their sins. It's very difficult to say that. So there's energies, there's the universe, there's that God that justifies that action. You know, I heard this morning, I was listening to, I was in Richard Dawkins, okay? I've read a lot of his books, as Arash Dibazar. I love his
since the seventh
language
grade
and
I was
all
hearing.
that. It's hard to hear me. Okay, you're
Since the
getting cut
seventh
out.
grade,
What?
uh, since the seventh.
You're getting cut out, Armando. Let's. Yeah, it's on his end. We're gonna move on until your screen is clear because we can't see you now. It's like more choppy. Anyways, you look great, man. Everybody can see it. Everybody else who wants to do residency, just talk to somebody. You don't have to come for 2 weeks. You come for a day. You come for 2 days. We'll figure it out. Okay. It'll be the proper exchange for you for sure. Okay. It's priceless. Look at that man. Look at that man. I didn't ask him to come and say that. I didn't even know what he was going to say. Okay. That's why you never have to do business with people, because that testimony is a million. If I am a guy watching this, I want that. Well, he just said it was residency, everybody. Okay, so there you go. You can come here for a donation. Thank you, bro. Can you hear us? Is it clear now? Okay. You look great. When are you coming to visit again or staying? What's your deal?
I want to save up some money to before I start going, and I want to
Yeah.
be able to like reach my past my threshold. This like just get a payout from this trading thing, and
Yeah.
then I'll be confident. Like I want to go move. You know, I actually want to move over there
Yeah,
because it's like
we have two people that are looking for a base that have light in them, Gio and Adrian. So you could get a very small 3 bedroom. You don't have to. This is Eden and Pegasus. They're designed for that. All other places that the apostles stay can just be a house. We don't even stay in them. We're always here or there. We sleep there. We wash there, and that's about it. You know what I mean? We don't do anything else there. So we exist in these spaces. Manu said, "We're homeless spirits. Our home is wherever we lay our head." And we've demonstrated that already by everybody moving to be here. They've demonstrated the truth of this. They've went from one place to another. Some people have moved like 8 times to be here. You know, and AZD demonstrated that he could give up his entire life and just show up with no plan, We moved here with no plan, everybody. We just knew we were coming here and we were going to do it here. And this was the right place because there was a vision. Well, Abraham was also given a vision to move his people into a place. And he was told, when you get there, just have faith. Some will leave. Keep doing it. And you'll have plenty of children. I tell you that will happen here. You'll have everything you ever want. You'll be rewarded more greatly than any king or anything. That prophecy has been fulfilled here. Everything in that Bible has been fulfilled here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to sit here. I sit here as a testament that I, as Arash Dibazar, have gone through all the stories and parables of the Bible, and for that reason, I should be able to speak about them from my heart as you read it. But I don't know the whole entire Bible. I don't know, so I'm just reading the Testament here and there, listening to it every day. But I can, because the word is in our heart, right? So I should be able to fully understand and duplicate what's being said. And so far, it's been true. So far it's been true. Because it's the truth. You have to go through all these things that all these prophets went through. You understand? You have to go through them, and then you have to then act as Jesus did. Because Jesus dealt with everything they dealt with. He just dealt with it differently, right? He dealt with the opposition differently. He dealt with the people differently. He dealt with the Gentiles, which means what? This teaching is for everyone now, right? None of them did that. They segregated, they split, and that's a sin, right? And so Jesus comes to show the way. He proves it, and the proof is now here. These men and this man has overcome women using the Bible. And to say that is such a big deal to any man that they would know what I mean, right? Dan Pena said, right? The guy, the $10 billion man, he's suffering because he's very angry and very emotional. And he's telling men how to go make money as the number one goal. And the devil's helpers actually look and sound very clear at the top. They're sharp, always dressed very nice. I told you that. They have a language that defeats others. And they always have something of lust that everybody wants. That's their claim. But they don't have peace. They don't have peace. So they can never get in front of a man with peace, because if there was a debate here, he would have to start yelling at me, talking about my tattoos and the fact that I don't have enough money in the bank, and that he has made a bunch of billionaires. Maybe not. He says he's a man of God, right? And I've seen his interview, and he is. I'm saying he has not overcome women, and it's obvious in his demeanor. He still doesn't have that. You get it? He has too much attachment to something about women, because we could see that he's acting like a woman. Right? Nice. Okay, Armando Vargas. You should do boxing one day.
I thought about that before, like a few months ago, many months ago.
Suddenly?
Yeah, like I actually like it. I would like to do it. And I met up with an old friend and was like practicing at a park. And I was surprised because I just looked online and just memorized some moves, some defense moves. And I just dodged. I was surprised how many punches I dodged, And then,
Maybe
but I still,
maybe you're supposed to be a boxer.
and I have really good reflexes.
Boxer. Armando Vargas. Right? All light, dancing around the ring, pa 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 pa, right? Not giving a fuck. Right? Before they said you got pussy, then they'll be like, it's because you're a champion. You say, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
That guy's also a champion. He has no peace. He won the fight. He looks like he lost the fight. Right? A fighter should not change from beginning to the end of the fight. Your emotion should not change from beginning to the end of sex. That's the fight that every man loses. You get it? That fighter is either the most angry sex the woman will have, or the most pussy sex she'll ever have. Right? When that fighter fucks later on that night, he's either beating her ass, because he just want to fight. He can't be a pussy. So can you imagine how he would fuck? There's no way he's gonna let a woman fucking take over that. Or he's so tight on that side that he's just like, she's beating the shit out of him. Okay.
Mhm.
They're definitely not making love, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson
like-
having sex, you don't want to have sex with him. As a woman. Right? I want to fuck Mike. Okay, go ahead. Good luck.
Um.
Might bite your ear off. Don't let him get too excited. Don't let him think that you're winning in sex. He has to always be the champion. Right? A guy's a fighter. A guy's a fighter of world class, and he'll argue with a mathematician about math as if he can't ever be wrong. Right? Because he's supposed to be not be the best, fuck the rest. It's a different kind of fuck the rest. It's not fuck the rest. It's not wipe your dust off your feet. It's fuck the rest. I'm the best, fuck the rest. No, I'm the best, fuck the rest. Big difference. Right? All right. Nice talking to you, bro. You look great.
Thank you. It's nice talking to you too.
See you soon. All right. Next.
All right, we have Solomon.
Ooh. How synchronized, Solomon, to what I was watching today. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Well, that's one of my most favorite names in the world, just so you know.
Hey, thank you, man. Really appreciate
Right.
you. I really appreciate you. I just wanted to hop on here and just give you a huge shout out, man, for like your big influence on my life. And I appreciate you for everything. And just to see you grow and just continue to just evolve in this thing is crazy. And I was really inspired the other day when I saw you, and you were talking about God, and just like it really hit me differently. So like when I was really just watching you talk and speak, like I was just felt like it was a whole new feeling for me.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to hop back on here and tell you that sending major love to you and all the guys down there. And man, you if y'all ever come down here, man, hit me up. I'm doing some DJing down here.
Where are you?
I'm in Denver.
If we ever go to Denver, you're the first person we'll hit up.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. We got like food, fire, like restaurants, bars that we can hit. And
We don't
then
have that shit here.
and
In Vegas, no food or restaurants. Strip clubs or women, DJs or music. We need to go to Denver. When are you going to come visit Hal?
well,
To show you that, you know where you're at? You should see it amplified at its maximum temptation. And since Solomon came to give a shout out to Christ, which we correct, and say, I've been watching your growth this whole time. And when I saw you recently, it was different and I knew it was right. This is exactly what Jesus came to do, is to say to Solomon, you had it, but you didn't all the way get it. Here's the way all the way to get it, what you've always wanted, right? And the same testament is being played out, right? That's Solomon. I'm sitting here representing Christ, right? And this conversation is 100% true. In the real world, which is that one, not this one. This one, you're a black man named Solomon who's in Denver doing DJing, right? And Arash Dibazar is a guy who has girlfriends. And that just, as I'm starting to say, it just sounds stupider and stupider and stupider and stupider, right? But if I said that Solomon, from the Bible, a good man, a strong man, a man who knows light, has been following and witnessing this man's journey and knowing he's right, then suddenly he sees the actual rightness. And he comes on and you could feel the emotion in him start to come out, right? That's that suppressed, that's all that bullshit that you got to free yourself from. And then you say that and he says this and move forward and here we are. And when you came on, I said, how synchronized to what I was watching this morning? Because what I was actually watching this morning on YouTube, it was some kind of YouTube preacher. It was, I forgot his name. He's a famous old guy. He's dead now. Anyways, white guy. And he said, we're going to go over the story of Solomon and how he relates to Jesus Christ. Now, what's interesting is I paused the video right here in the story. Now we're here. I saw the story, a preacher talk about it this morning. That to me is the miracle I live in, bro. And what's interesting is look at how truthful that just is to you right now. We could see it. We could see that you have some sort of you're sitting in some truth. It's obvious to everybody. And he says, let those who have the ears to hear it. And don't cast pearls before swine. So just know that. It's not like everybody said he was right. They even crucified him. Don't go for agreement. Let those who have the ears hear it, because then you know your people right away. When do you think would be the soonest time you can come visit for a day or two here to Vegas, just for a day or two? If you had a place to stay and lodging and food was covered, but not transportation. How soon would you be able to come for a day?
In August.
Okay.
Yeah, August and September, like definitely between that time.
If something opens up suddenly and you're like, damn, I could catch a flight because suddenly it showed up on your Instagram that flights to Vegas were like $23 or something.
Okay.
And you were like, oh man, look at this. I don't have anything to do tomorrow. Come. Just call us. We're always doing the same thing. We're always doing the same thing. So you just come in and just fit right along and see how it is here. Okay?
All right, for sure. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start making preparations.
Yeah. Preparations are made now. Now just look for the synchronicity that says, there it is. You'll know when it's there. Don't go looking for it. It will happen. That's the one. That's how the Father speaks. Don't have plans. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Just know that it was revealed to you that you're coming. And that time, you don't want to plan, right? You know, the other guys I asked, I don't say this part to them. When are you coming? June? Okay. All right. For you, don't plan it at all. Just know that you want to be here. Know that you're welcome here now. That's all you need to know. Let the rest happen as it does.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, it's a pleasure talking to you, bro.
All right, see y'all later.
Okay, see you soon. Okay, next. Greatest show on earth, the most positive show on earth, the most exciting show on earth, the most revelations on earth, the most beautiful women on earth, the most handsome men on earth.
The most.
Huh?
It's the most.
The most. The greatest.
Most greatest.
The most greatest.
There's no one else lined up. Guys,
Okay.
just raise your hand or.
We could chat here unless somebody up there wants to say something.
Right now, I went to take a leak and I just had a vision sketch. It's like,
I say that happens to me every time I piss. I got a vision. I either get Satan or a vision.
because I have this really good relationship with guys at the US, the managers.
What's that?
The US is the fitness, the gym.
Yeah.
I have this good relationship with the managers. They like the way I speak. They wanted to hire me as a salesperson.
They just came up to you like that?
Yeah, after talking to the interview, trying to find a good trainer.
Yeah.
And it just like the advice, like, dang, you're such a good listener. I want you as a sales guy. And I didn't want that job, but it was really good. And right now, I just remember that talk. It's like, wait a minute, he's the manager of the spot. If I minister, how much would they would kill for this knowledge? Just the fact is, all those people right there, all doing the best, trying to improve, the body and everything, but they all know they have shit mind and shit hearts.
Imagine a guy signing up a girl for the gym. She knows he's lusting. She knows she owns him, right? He knows. It's just like this you know what I mean?
Oh.
It's just so gross, bro. It's so gross. And like their sales training will be like, okay, so I want you to look them in the eye, shake their hand, smile, and say, so what are your goals? And it's just so disgenuine. It's like the guy reading the Bible verse and going, but it says that. Well, I don't care what it says. What does it say in your heart? Right? Whereas you don't need any sales technique. You just need to go meet somebody and find out what they want. and give him the most righteous way to get there, because you're supposed to be the one in charge. You're supposed to know the way. That's why when the guy called me to sell me the insurance, he had no knowledge. He was a robot. He had to see that he was absolutely useless. And AI would have had a better conversation with me than that guy, right? AI in the future will have a better conversation than a person cold calling, because they'll be able to answer all of your questions in the right sound and tone and quicker and get you what you want. So people become useless at some point. Why? Because they're soulless now, right?
Yes.
You know, it's self-checkout, self-whatever. It's all self-everything, right? Then no one has a job. Self-improvement. Self-masturbation. Yeah. What's up with that air? It's so cold in here right now.
Oh, it's because the cameras are getting hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's go. We're ready.
Sovereign outlaw.
Hey. Phoenix, what's up? Long time. I wonder if this is that match.
How are you?
Hey man, how you doing?
Good. I just wanted to say thank you for your sermon the other day. It's been a long struggle for me in terms of being a weed smoker, whether I was doing the right thing or not. And you mentioned what comes out of the mouth from the heart is what defiles the body.
That's what Jesus said.
Yeah. So for myself, I just want to say thank you, because I've had a internal struggle for quite some time whether I was doing the right thing in terms of what I'm. But now, you made it clear as day what can. It's from what's here.
He says nothing that my Father made can go into your mouth to defile you. You know what I mean? But what comes out of it is that's what you got to watch out for. And it's so clear, right? So I don't want to be told what meat to eat, what meat not to eat, what vegetable to eat. Okay, whatever comes in will come out. Don't worry about it. I have a healthy system. It'll take care of itself. All right. You be more worried about what comes out of my fucking mouth. Right? Stop telling me what to eat or smoke or drink. Fuck you. I'm an adult already. Man, I'm an adult. Let me make my mistake with my weed. Okay. Why are you worried about my sin? Your heart is filled with shit. Right? What does it say? There's a log in your eye, he says, and you're wondering about the dust in your brother's eye or some shit. Remove the log in your own eye before you worry about the dust mote in your brother's eye. What is it?
Stint.
The stint? Yeah. You get it. You get the communication, right? The words are there to communicate that message. So Phoenix, you're doing okay? How are you doing over there, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just doing some self-internal retrospective thinking. Spending some time with myself and my inner thoughts.
Yeah.
And I've got some developments coming up shortly, so watch this space, as always.
Is that buildings? Is that what you mean?
You'll see. You'll see.
Okay.
You'll see.
Surprise. I like surprises. Okay.
Yes. So, but yeah, I love the new format of everything, by the way, and it's great to see that we're advancing as we should be advancing. So, us.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Very nice. Well received. Okay. Anybody else? Zoom user.
Yes.
Zoom.
Loui wants to come on. I don't know if he wants to speak.
Boom, boom, boom. Let me say, ayo, ayo. I said, boom, boom, boom. What the fucking song is that? Hey, your booty, hey,
Loui,
girl,
would you
your
like to
booty
speak?
is so round. Let me bounce her up and down. If you want to, if you fucking weird that song. Oochie coochie, la la la, oochie coochie. Oochie coochie, la la la, oochie coochie. The fuck is that? Right? If you want it, then I got it. If you need it, baby, I'll feed it. If you love it, come and rub it. Cause there's something I should let you know. These are the songs in high school. I mean, they were great songs. Yo.
Yo, how's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, man? I gotta
Just
match my
chilling.
voice to you. You got such a manly voice. What's up?
Thanks.
What's going on, bro?
Nothing, just watching the message and really listening. Don't really have any like big question that comes to mind because everything you were saying just kind of makes sense.
How's life for you? Where are you being pushed and pulled? Where you're not at peace, you know what I mean? You need to make more money, you gotta look better, you need to have a girlfriend now, maybe two. The bitch is cheating on you, you're not sure about her, right? You're not buff enough. Which,
Yeah.
all of those, it's all the above is the answer for every man. But which one pulls the most right now?
Which one pulls the most? Mm,
They all pull.
yeah, a
Like this.
little bit. Like,
Every man is stretched
yeah,
out like this right now. They're just being
yeah,
like
yeah,
and then you get used to the pain, and you're like, it's not bad. You know, I came up with some
yeah,
techniques and new angles of looking at it. I'm good with my misery.
yeah. Some new coping methods.
Yeah, everybody's
Pretty
coping.
much.
Stretched out.
Yeah, yeah. It would probably be like easier to just explain the situation and
Okay.
then kind of like critique it from there. Cause
So
like
as you're speaking, this guy may cut you off a little bit. Like when there's an inconsistency that I
mhm.
can spot, we can look at it. Just be ready for that. Okay. So speak a little slow, and then I'll pause the radio if we need to for a second. Okay.
Yeah, no problem, no
Go
problem.
ahead.
Like right now my situation is I'm 28. Um I live with my grandmother, but I really help her out because she's in retirement. She's 65. Um I got a
Well, I have
pretty
a question. I have a question right there.
Go ahead.
Does she have any children?
Yes.
And how many does she have?
My mother, and then she had a son, but my uncle passed away.
Oh, okay. So your mother is not capable of taking care of grandma?
Not at the moment.
Okay. And why is that?
Other than she has like my brother, younger brothers and sisters to worry about, and then like her own marriage and like kind of that's like situation.
So then she says, son, take care of your grandma, which is her mother. Is that weird to you or no?
Not directly son take care of your grandmother, more or less like I was already like living here and kind of my grandma was always helping me, so
Hmm.
fair enough when I had the opportunity and money
Okay,
to, help out, that's what I
cool.
was more or less.
Okay, got it. Got that so far. Now what?
Now what? At the moment I'm just working, trying to get some land, trying to do the whole process of getting credit approval and getting
For
your
what? For
money in
what? For
order.
what? For what? Do you don't have
Land,
enough money right now? You don't have enough money for what you want to do right now, or do you?
yeah. I don't have
What is?
enough money at the moment, but I have
What do
a
you
goal
want to
to
do?
get to it.
Hold on. What do you want to do with?
Just what I want to do is buy a house with like an FHA loan or something like that, or get land ultimately.
So why don't you just move out first
Move
and get a
out
place?
first.
Yeah. Why don't you just do that first, and then because that's like a huge leap, and you might be
Yeah.
stuck in this house for a while, and that may never happen. Okay. But why
Mhm.
don't you just move out and get like a small studio somewhere? Why are you still living with her?
I just thought about it. It's just more cheaper and convenient to save up money. Just, her rent is a lot more cheaper than a studio in my area.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're a 28-year-old man, right?
Yeah.
And I just want you to hear what you said. Say it again slowly, but be conscious of what you're
Go
saying.
ahead.
What did you say? Why are you still living there and not have your own place as a 20-year-old man? Now say it again slowly, but pay attention to what you're saying. But give the truth. Why are
Because
you
it would
still
be
there?
cheaper and convenient.
Right. So now you are a man who chooses cheaper and convenient as a value in life, right?
Hmm.
And let's say you have a daughter one day, okay?
Hmm.
And a man wants to, have babies that are just date her or something, right? And you find out that he's been choosing in life choices that are cheaper and more convenient than the right thing to do, which would take a little bit more work and less convenience, right? How do you feel about that man being with your daughter? Be honest.
Say it one more time so I could kind of like break
The
it down.
quality is a man lives his life with this in his mind. It's cheaper and more convenient. So I'll make that choice versus the right thing to do is here. There's a man who's been living like this. He's 28 years old. He's going to date your daughter. Do you want your daughter with him? If yes, why? If no, why?
Hmm. I mean, yes, because it's a logical kind of like plan and move.
Yes, you would want it because he's logical in being choosing cheaper and convenient. You would say that's logical for a man? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
That's not. Did you know it's not?
I didn't know it's not.
Okay, well, let's pause. I could be wrong. Okay, let's go full screen. I'm going to show you the New Testament after why
Okay.
where I get that from. But I'm just going to see right now. Kristen, your hand is up. Go ahead and unmute. What do you want to say? It could be your hand is accidentally up, Kristen. Did you want to say something, Kristen?
I'm sorry to bother you. After him, I just wanted to speak to you, but it was not like interrupting the conversations that you are already having.
Okay, but did you hear what he said by chance? What we were talking about?
Yeah, I'm following up at the moment.
So what do you think as a woman? Do you think it's logical for a man to make the choice of cheaper and convenient versus the right choice, which is work hard and do the right thing? Which is logical to you? Which would you like to follow? A man that throughout your days makes choices on, honey, this is cheaper and more convenient, versus, honey, this is the right thing. Price is not the issue. I got to do the right thing. Which one is more logical to you as a man?
Regardless, whatever the situation it is, I always choose what is the right thing and the best thing for myself so that I can improve myself in the future.
Is the best thing for a man to choose cheaper and convenient? Is that the best choice for a man? Do you think that is? That's all I'm saying. Would you want a husband whose choices were made from these 2 points? Honey, it's cheaper and more convenient, and I'm making choices like that on things. Is that what you want?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't choose that.
Okay, let's just pause there. Let's just see what other people have to say. Okay, thank you, Kristen. We'll come back to your question after, all right? Brett, are you willing to speak? You haven't spoken before. Can you give us your perspective on this? I'm not even agreed with. We're looking as men at what we're hearing. What you said to me was not logical, but I could be wrong. And we'll see what other people say. What do you think about that, Brett?
Yeah, so I hear what he wants, but he also wants a method to get it. God will just give through whatever method.
I agree with you. What do you think about the logical thing to do is to choose grandma's house? 28-year-old man is living with grandma right now, okay?
Right.
Because it's cheaper and more convenient. Do you think that's logical for a 28-year-old man to do that? That's what I'm saying.
Probably for him, yeah.
But let's not say for him. Let's just say you had a son and he was going to listen to you and say, Dad, what's the logical thing to do? Would you tell him, stay with grandma because it's cheaper and more convenient? Or would you say, it's time to get out and be a man because you're 28 years old? What would you say?
Well, it's always time to get out and be a man.
So that's the right thing, right? That's a logical thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. So he also agrees with that, all right? Is there any man that disagrees with that? That says the logical thing to do for a man is to cheaper and convenient? In what? What are we talking about? Are we talking about a car? Like, don't get a Bugatti, get a cheaper, more convenient car? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about 28-year-old man who's living with grandma, right? And wants to be a man. That's why you would study me to get women, I'm sure. And I asked a woman so far, she said she wouldn't want that, just so you know, because I know the end result of every man here is to see how this man did what he did with women and does it, right? So from a woman's perspective, I'll let you know what I know about the woman's soul. It was created below. What I know about a woman's soul. Yeah, what I know about a woman's soul is no woman would say that she would want to be with a man who would make choices off of convenience and cheapness. Just so you know, it's like, it's a turnoff. They throw up when they hear that. Outside of that, I want you to hear other men who are logical, what they think of it, right? So Brett says the answer to his son would always be get out of the house and be a man, right? Which is what a man would say to his son, right? Don't rely on me anymore. You look at, you're stronger than me even right now, right? You need to get the hell out. And any man I've ever known, like my own earthly father or whatever, the older generation before us, bro, they were out and working and doing their shit like this at 14, 13, 12. They weren't going to college until 27 to start a career or then try to raise their credit to buy a house. Okay, now you got a house. Go through all the steps and all the months you have to live with your grandma right now and take all the actions to finally get the credit, which you have to build, to get the loan, which is going to put you in debt, to get the house. Got it?
Yeah.
I want you to measure the actual movement if possible. Then you got the house. By then, you've experienced so much life and so many other things are coming up because it's not going to be in a month from now. So you got to understand life is going to be happening during that time. You're not going morning till night, build your credit, morning till night looking for a house. It's not realistic. Now, let's say you get the house 3 to 4 to 5 years from now. Now you've achieved that lifelong dream of the house. What do you think the next step is when you go into the house? What do you need now for the house?
To fill it up.
Yeah, you probably, if you spend that much time on it, you don't want some bullshit. So you're now going to have to work to get some furniture. Once you get the furniture and finally you're in that house years later, which you've spent your entire life trying to get, because somehow that seemed like a worthwhile goal for a 28-year-old man who doesn't know anything about himself or life. You now are sitting in a house fully furnished. What's the next step?
Definitely
You've
turn it
achieved
into
your goal
like
perfectly. You've achieved your goal perfectly, but it's taken about 5 to 6 years or 3 years or 2 years. Definitely not this year. You've now bought the house you wanted, furnished it exactly the way you wanted, and years of your life have gone. You're now sitting in your dream. What do you do that night? You watch the TV? Great. You have an enormous TV. You invite your friends over. They leave at some point, or you could invite them to spend the night. Then you want to have a girl because you're lonely. So you were back to square one, but now you have a house. So when you go out and you talk to her, you can say, well, I have a house. You can come over. And she'll say, really? You say, yeah, here's the address. It's in a nice place. You'll love it. It's very nice furniture. If you want to stay. You're still as wicked as you are now with her. You just now have a big house to entice her, but you didn't entice her into anything, brother. Okay? If you have to use a house to get a girl, don't do that. If you have to use anything to get a girl, don't do anything. If you have to use a sentence to get a girl, don't do that. I've done it all. It acts as a curse into your soul. So then you end up being 28 years old with a mother who's not taking care of her own mother because she has to take care of her children. Did you say your father passed away?
No.
Oh, where's your father?
He's just really non-existent.
So what happened that he would not be around his children? How evil was your mother to him, you think?
I can only imagine, but I don't really know.
Well, we know he didn't leave his son. We know it's not, there's no way any man on here would ever leave his son, just so you know. No matter what, every man will testify who has a son or a daughter. And just so you know, it's not in our soul to walk away from our children, okay? Now, if your father had 4 or 5 children from this devil and she made him run and not talk to his own children, then spoke bad about him, what's good about your father that you know of? Tell us.
Hardworking man, goes to work every day.
Good. Does his son do that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much? What do you mean, pretty much?
Like he's had the same job for like 20-something years, where I'll bounce jobs, gain the experience.
What's better for a man to do one job for 27 years, because he's probably very good at it by now? I would say your dad knows more than anybody who ever studied about the job that he did for 27 years. He could see things miles before anybody sees it. He knows what's wrong when he walks into a room, whatever. He could be a fucking janitor. But if you do something for 27 years, right? I've done martial arts for 35 years consistently. I could see a man move, know how everything he moves in it. It's you because you're so familiar, right? Is it better to go gain a bunch of experience like you have and not be good at anything, or to have so much knowledge over a subject that if people come to get help, you know you could help them on that subject because you also demonstrated the fact that when you do something, you do it. Which one to you as a man is a better quality? Gain a bunch of experiences or be very good at your work and show the commitment and determination? To do something for 27 years, bro, right, is incredible, just so you know, in today's world, right? So far, by you saying that, I have pure admiration for your father because of that, right? And you know he works hard. Did your mother ever complain about him working too much when you were around?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Or do you know so?
Meaning like when I was younger, he was there, so I've probably never heard an argument about working too hard or anything like that.
Okay. What would she nag at him about? What would she get mad at him for? You remember?
I think it was just partying too much, hanging out with the wrong people. Some of the people were just my like older family members.
Yeah, right. Listen, you what else is good about your father? He works hard. What else is good about your father?
I mean, that's about it. That's all I would
Okay.
really
Ready? What?
say.
Okay, here's the next question. What's wrong with your father? What was his problem? Be honest.
I guess too stuck in his own world, you know,
How do you know that?
because I wasn't in it, you know. So it's like,
How do you know he was too stuck in his own world and that's why you weren't in it? How do you know that's why he wasn't in your life? Who told you, listen, bro, listen carefully. This is important. Do not hide the criminal because then you're one yourself. So listen, don't protect evil. Who told you these words? He's too stuck in his own world, and that's why he's not around. Where did you hear those words?
nowhere, just kind of what I came to my conclusion when I can come to a conclusion.
No child uses those words. He's too stuck in his own world. That's something a woman says. Do you know that? No man has that syntax. No man will ever, look, every man will testify that a woman will say, he's too stuck in his own world. That's why he's not here. No man will ever describe another man with those terms. He'll use many terms, but it won't be those terms. Do you know that or not? Does that sound true to you, or does that sound like I'm fabricating some shit?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, you do. Does it sound like I'm making this up to you, or does it sound like this is the truth to you? What does it feel in your heart?
One, it's kind of like made up or some new phenomenon, because unless I've heard it when I was a child and now I'm bringing it up, that's how I've heard it in my
You've
own
heard
head.
what? As a child, you've heard what?
Like what you said, what's wrong with him is like, well, you know, he's always done his own thing. Not that
Who
he's been a
said that?
bad or
Who
good.
said that? You didn't say that. No child has those words to describe an experience of his father. Who said to you those words? I asked you that. Who said it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, no one's directly said those words to me. I've just
You've heard them as a child?
either heard, yeah.
You've heard them in the environment as a child?
Or just when those are the first thoughts that pop up when you said, what's wrong?
When I said from who, the thought that came up is as a
Yeah,
child.
yeah.
Right. That's right. It is. As a child, you have heard this. So now look, as a child, in your environment, people talking about your father behind his back described him as such. He's too much in his own world to care about his children. He's always doing his own thing. He doesn't care about the right things here. He doesn't care about his children. If he did, he would. That environment, who was saying that? Look, you have it in you. Who was saying that? Who comes to your mind right away? And you push it off.
Yeah.
Who?
Like my mom and my grandmother.
Yeah. Your mom and your grandmother.
Yeah, those were the ones like who
You're
raised me.
sandwiched between them right now. Your mom should be taking care of your grandma. She's put you right here. Your mom hates your dad. She ran away from him. She chased him off. Okay? She chased him off. Your dad also had too much impurities in his heart. So he became a woman also. So he acted like a woman. He was wrong too. But your mother has given you ideas about your father that you're walking around with. The only positive thing you know about him is he works hard. And then you said 27 years as if he was wrong, because then you said, but me, I've done this to get experience. The way you said that meant that your father was wrong for working 27 years. That was incorrect, actually. Okay? Who did you get this idea from first? You should go gain a lot of experience in different activities. Where did you first hear that? Who told you that?
I don't know.
Was it you? Or were you doing what you liked and then the idea came that it's a good idea to gain experience? Where does that idea come from? It's not a real idea.
More or less my idea to like learn about this and move on and learn about that and then move on. So now I know
For what
a little bit
reason?
about
For what
God.
reason? For what reason? I don't want to learn about fishing or how to change a tire or even send a fucking email because that has nothing to do with me. Why do you feel that you need to go and learn these things? So why? So what are you gaining out?
Yeah, I don't know about all that one. That one's just a natural me thing.
What do you mean?
Like I'm a naturally curious, naturally like to learn person.
What do you want to learn? You're right. What is it you want to learn? You're right.
I was about to say everything or just as much as possible.
Why? What are you trying to gain when you learn all that? You're learning that so that you have something. What is it you're trying to gain?
Nothing. There's no end goal on it. It's just endless knowledge and then wisdom when you apply it.
However, you're not picking up random knowledge everywhere. You're seeking certain knowledge. And that certain knowledge is supposed to give you something. Otherwise, you would just pick everything up and you wouldn't even be able to move because you'd be so curious about everything. That's not you. You're saying that's you. That's not you. You're choosing subjects, and those subjects, when you choose them, there's an end result. You're going for that knowledge. What is it you're trying to gain from these subjects that seems like you're interested in everything, but I swear to God, you're not interested in so many things I can throw your way. You wouldn't waste 1 second studying it at all. That's not true. That's a general statement. You're choosing certain subjects of interest. When you put it all together, you now have something or are somebody or have something. What is it you're trying to gain from this stuff that you're studying?
Okay, like then just a deeper understanding of just how it all works.
What works? What's the it you're trying to find?
Life.
Excellent. So give me one subject that now you've studied to give you the answer to life. One book or one subject.
All right, good. I could go harmony. Harmony is like when you learn
No, not the word
harmonize.
harmony. What's one subject, a book or a teacher or an experience of a job that you sought out because you want to know everything, right? So you must have been your 28. There must be some studied that has given you what you said, which is the answer to life. Is that what you said? Answer to what?
Yeah.
Life? It was another word. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was life, yeah. So what's a
Like
subject you've studied or a book that you recommend?
studying music is how I know that harmony and then geometry and then how all that works together. That's what I mean about like kind of the stuff sounds
So now that
random.
you know, hold on, now that you know music and now that you know geometry, do you know that you already know harmony? Otherwise, you wouldn't know if it's the right or the wrong sound.
How it
How did it help you find the answer to it that you're seeking? So you went to music and geometry. What's the
yeah, like
answer you
how
could
does
share with me?
harmony flow within people? It's like in
Okay,
your
how?
in work, okay, so boom, in my daily routine, how do I harmonize it so
Yes.
that it's not stressful
How do you do
or
that? How do you do that?
Basically, just working off of you really gotta like plan for a good day in order to have a good day, in order to have a good week, in order to have a good month, you know. So like,
But you don't have a good day, good week, good month. It's obvious. So that's not working, is it? When was your last good day from morning till night you planned, or last good week, or last good month? You, I, him haven't had when we planned it. We don't buy that you know how to do that. If you had a plan for a perfect day because you studied music and you know harmony and geometry, you would be displaying that not at grandma's house right now, confused because you're in disharmony with everything right now in your life. So you don't know how to create harmony. You can speak about it, but the word ocean is not the ocean, brother. Okay?
Yeah.
And the tree word is not the tree. Okay? And so saying harmony and music has resulted in nothing of harmony in your life. Have you noticed that?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's obvious to us. So there's its answer wasn't there because you're not able to create harmony in your relationships, in your work, in your communication. It's obvious. So what else have you studied that gave you an answer to it? Because that failed to give you any answers that you could share with another human being that would be worth all the time you studied that. Now you could play music, but you know that's why it's like shouldn't be a passion because you're not seeking the answers to music. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Unless you're trying to get rich or get laid, then say, I'm trying to get rich and laid, and I want to do music. If you want to be famous and you want to do music, tell me. But don't tell me you have a passion for music. You don't give a fuck about music. No musician gives a fuck about music. In their heart is not the music. In their heart is not the music. Music is sung in the toilet, in the shower, in the car, right now, outside, in bed. That's music.
Yeah.
But a musician doesn't know music.
Yeah.
He knows how to sell it. He knows how to sell it, how to put it together so others admire him, right? Or her. And that's why one tweet from one musician sets the other one off on edge. I didn't think it was a great song. What do you think about Drake saying it's not a great song? Well, Drake's a bitch. Oh, yeah, what about you? Well, I'm going to shoot him in the club. Whoa, bro. Whoa, bro. Whoa. He tweeted that he doesn't like your song.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out with all your money and power, bro. I thought it was about the music. He said he doesn't like it. Why don't you ask him if it's about the music, what he didn't like about it? Because if someone tells me they don't like what I'm doing, I say, what don't you like about it? How could you not like it? So if I have to argue with you about my music, it wasn't about music. It was about who I am, my ego, my money, and my audience. Music was the last thing on that musician's mind. Right?
Yeah.
Everything is that. So you're completely brainwashed. You're right now being controlled by your grandma and your mother, and your dad ran away from them. You know, he really did. And next thing is you're also being your mother and your grandma. Okay? So the next, you know you're being a woman or not?
I mean, when you put it like that, yeah.
Are you okay with that? I mean, you might as well be gay. You want to be gay?
No.
All right, you want to be a transvestite?
No.
Because you're being a woman right now. You're just pretending like you're a man, right? You're not making manly decisions. So anyways, your next step is very clear and it's exact from here, okay? When this ends or whenever you're off this, you go to YouTube and you put Jesse, Jesse, Peterson, forgive your mother, and you watch whatever video shows up. If you do that, you would have taken the exact right step after this, I promise you, okay? Anything else wouldn't be that. You need to now go from here to that, because I can sit here and say what he says, but he's the one that said it better. So go get it from him.
Okay.
All right, brother. Good to see you. You're a good man.
Thank you, man.
All right. See you.
Thank you.
Later. Okay, next. Can I see everybody on the screen? See who's there still?
Wait, Kristen from before had her hand up.
Kristen, you want to talk?
Yes, please.
Okay. Have you and I met before, Kristen?
No, it's the
Okay.
first time we're going
What's
to
up? How
meet.
you doing? Hi.
August, let me check it. Give me a second. I'm trying to open up the camera. Okay. Hey, hello.
Okay. Hello.
Now, it's the first time that I'm meeting you. I don't even know your name, but I saw your one video today on Instagram about the secrets of communication.
Okay.
I just fell in love what you were saying because it was purely coming from your heart.
Right.
And I decided to join to this meeting. And to my luck, I can see that highlighted that I'm the only woman on your meeting point.
You're not.
So,
there's about 4 women right now on. They're just under different.
Cool.
All my girlfriends are watching.
Cool. First of all, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
By following up the previous conversation, I would like to share my story as well. So maybe, that would be benefit to our young friend as well for his future experiences. I'm a single person, and I build myself literally my own support esteem, to be honest. Usually a family should be the first support when you meet difficulties outside of the world, right? However, in my case, generally, like the worst thing that it can happen to human psyche, we experienced in our family to each other. It is like a hate and love story in every individual, so to say, because they are also in the family strong characters. However, for the outside world, I get the benefit of it because it also builds the self-esteem, how to protect myself at certain level so that I can build up myself towards that. It was not an easy task, so to say. However, for the time being, I have my own life. I create my own little world, and I'm happy about that. In my community, by the way, I'm from Turkey. Most of the people, especially the male around me, literally they are unfortunately relying on their families. And if possible, they are still living with their families, like with their mothers, although that the age
Grandma.
are like 30s, 40s, even, above. I find it extremely unfortunate because what I can see as a woman perspective, these men are not fully living their own potential as a male. Because in like generally most of my friends are male friends, and like when they come to my house and when we are having the discussion, I can see sometimes the look in their eyes, like what they are wishing but what they are struggling to have it, because most of them they are choosing the easy path rather than staying strong and build their own life. So it is also a struggle for me as a female, but at the end of the day, I'm really appreciated what I have been going through. However, at this point, in fact, that is the reason that I'm at this meeting. It's that I'm feeling recently that I'm losing the touch of my feminine part of me, because as I have to do everything all myself, this feminine part of me, it is lost, so to say. That is main reason actually, that's why I'm here, and I want to know why is that. It seems that I'm struggling to find the answers on my own. Maybe there are so many abstracts that I built myself during the many years, as I've been trying so hard and pushing myself in the men's world to get somewhere to stand on my feet. that is the state I am here right now. If you can ask me some questions after all those what I have said.
For sure. That was so beautiful. You know, that really affected everybody here, all the men. It was really nice for them to hear that. It makes real from your language what that feels like more. We know that, but this is the first time a woman has clearly said that in the way you did. So thank you for that. And all the women were also very affected too, okay? First, one of my friends here and students' name is Gio. I want to see what he has to say about that. So let's see what he has to say. Talk, yeah, what do you say about that, Gio? That's Gio.
You know, I'm just speechless what you said because it's so real. And everything we just said right now, it just magnifies everything that I already know. And what you're saying is it's a really fucked up. That's the hell that everyone's living in. And you're not alone. And I'm telling you, the truth you're seeking for, you'll get it. You'll understand because we can hear it. We can hear that you're a really great listener. And man, that's what I got right now.
Great. Thank you. What do you think about that, Kristen? Camera back on me. Kristen, what do you think about that? What's it like hearing that from a man?
I felt that I've been heard.
You feel like you've been heard?
Yeah, I mean, I am aware of the situation, but I do not have, encouraged to act on it because, like, I'm a person, I try to let the words as they come. So, if it is out of the context, please guide it. I do not know how to fight. I either kill, or I save. That's all I know. I don't know the politics, although that my main job, the way how I'm earning my life, it's totally through the communications. I'm a customer support at the moment, but on my previous jobs, I even had my interpreter and translator company and, etc. So due to those reasons, I can see it like a scanning machine, the people's. And due to my previous educations, I learned the body language and, all those micro senses that you can receive it. These were so overwhelming to me, so that for so many years, I end up being lonely. It is not as a complaining. That is my choice to be staying, keeping my circle very small. But at the end of the day, I'm turning 40 this year, happily.
Mm-hmm.
But I can add some more things in my life. Like I can cherish my femininity because that is my birthright, so to say, to live. And when I look at it recently, I'm finding very difficult to look at the mirror because the image that I see, I don't see it. It is reflecting my inner being. For instance, let me just give you, very real situation. Like I need a dental treatment, for example. But until I come to this point, I have to create my work life, my house life. I got a dog, I create this life. But at the end of the day, like when I look at my life, the one that I created, it is nice and beautiful, just enough good for me. But when I look at the mirror, I'm seeing that I miss some points there. Because everybody wants to feel comfortable in their body. And you know that nowadays with this media and so much pressure, like you have to be beautiful, you have to be ageless, you have to be this and that. I'm a person that I love laughing because that is my inner being. However, unfortunately, while I was struggling to, create some things to improve myself, or, without any support of my, best people or my family, I about to lose how to smile. I'm getting shy to smile, for example. That is hurting me. It is because that I lost my femininity in some point of the way, so that I got all these, I have to do this, I have to do that. And I'm at the end of the day get tired, to be honest. I don't know what am I saying at the moment, but it is coming out. So if you can translate
Perfect.
it.
Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect. First of all, I think we all agreed you had a really nice smile. Did you know that?
It could be better. I love the Hollywood smile.
But did you know that when you smiled, every time you smiled, we lit up in here? Did you know that?
Oh my God, so nice.
It's the truth. It's the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Everybody lights up when you smile.
I have a
Yeah,
loose teeth.
I know, but listen, we've seen girls with perfect teeth smile and it sends shivers up our spine. Like it was venom. We have very beautiful women, right? And your smile is prettier than all of them right now. You get the difference? Because that's it. Like you said you came here because someone was speaking from the heart. Your smile comes from the heart. Plus, you're not vain. You get it? You're not vain. It shows you don't have vanity. It shows that as a spiritual being, which we all are, right? You're on the right path, on the right track. You also know that you're a woman. So you should stop saying as a person, say as a woman, because you changed your language there. You also said in your family, in the beginning, you said, the love and hate, that's incorrect. If there's hate, there's no love for sure. Love is pure. That's how you know there's God. If you could hate someone, you never loved them. If anybody could ever hate you, they never loved you, okay? That's some other shit going on. So that was, you said as a person, and if you had said as a woman and owned that, then things would immediately start changing around you, for you. It's your experience. Then you said, in that family, there was love and hate. That's not true. There was just hate. Otherwise, you can't, there's no love if there's hate. And then you said, because we have strong family members or strong characters in the family, something like that. And that was incorrect. You have a bunch of weaklings, bunch of sissies as men, and a bunch of ogres as women. Okay, that's what you're saying. And a woman who is an ogre as a man is weak, and a man who's emotional like a woman is weak. If you had anybody strong in your family, you wouldn't be in the condition you are, because that person would be righteous. Strength is righteousness. Now, what's exciting right now is what's happening, because I know for sure that Gio wants to talk to you after this. That guy. He wants to talk to you. He wants to dialogue. He's not done talking about this. Right? Mm-hmm. And since you're older than him, you and him are never going to have that sexual relationship. That would be incorrect. So that starts off right off the bat. Physically, you're going to find each other attractive. That's nice. That means you're both attractive. Okay? But there can be no sex between you because you're older than him, and that would just be pure lust at that moment, because it's incorrect. However, you're not in a position to have a man right now at all. He's not in a position to have a woman right now. But you are in a position to talk to each other so that this dialogue that was very clear, and I need to call on him, has to continue outside of here, right? For you, everything is done. You've been heard, you even preached, you changed the men, you changed the women, you demonstrated that you don't have vanity, that a not vain smile is more beautiful than any veneer any girl ever got. You get what I'm saying? You've demonstrated all this. All right?
Dude, I forgot what kind of man I would love anymore. I don't know what kind of man it would, match to my character that I can.
You don't have to worry about that right now, though, because even if it was there right now, you're not in a condition to do anything as a woman, right? So that's not today's problem.
I see. Yeah.
Today's problem, because everything I'm telling you is in this book, the New Testament. He says, take no thought for tomorrow. Like, don't worry about tomorrow. Today, you came on and everything that needed to be accomplished was accomplished. It's the first time you were heard. You're right. You didn't speak wrong, use a few wrong words because you had wrong definitions. Love doesn't have hate behind it. Strong, anybody strong doesn't have any of that other shit going on around them. Strength means righteousness. And you're not a person, you're a woman. And that's what we're talking about. But as you're losing your femininity, it's harder and harder to call yourself a woman. And that makes sense, right? So you're not in a position to get a man, but you're in a position to begin to speak to a righteous man on a righteous path so that you begin to recognize when the, quote, friends of yours that are guys that are coming over, they're devils, they all want to have sex with you, otherwise they wouldn't be there. You start understanding, yeah, you start understanding the difference when he's speaking to you out of pure love, which is love of the Father. You'll notice very quickly what you already know. That's the next step for you, right? You've said what you said. I know that's true. He's not disagreeing with it. He knows exactly what's going on. So then you guys just, what's your Instagram? He'll add you right now. But this will continue. He's a minister under me. Okay? He's one of my top guys. Would you care giving your Instagram? People are going to see it right now. Do you care about that or not? Or you could send it privately. Well, he'll put his Instagram. He'll put his Instagram. And then you could just message him. Okay? And then Kristen will be here tomorrow again at 10 o'clock and every day.
The same every. Okay.
So I'll see you tomorrow.
Cool. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to you.
That was a pleasure. Thank you. That was so cool. Also, bye. You know, also she chose to put on her video. You get that? Knowing that she wasn't okay with teeth. Okay? I said the fact that you put on your video, there's a lot of men that are so vain they can't put on their video or so scared. Look, you came in with a clean heart and you testified in the beginning as I saw a video of yours and you spoke from your heart. It's the same language. Yeah. That means you hold the light. Hey, you know how rare you are as a woman? Do you know that every single man here hearing you wishes you were younger and they would get with you? Did you know that? Wait, watch. Watch. No, I want you to watch these handsome men. They're not going to lie. Did you think if she was younger, I would get with her? Yes. Watch. I know their minds and hearts. Look at this handsome man. Did you think that if she was younger, you'd get with her? Yeah, sure. Go here.
Yeah.
If no, say no. Did you think that, yes or no? Look, this is thoughts. This guy. Look, yes or no?
Yo, look at him.
Look. Yes or no?
Yeah.
All right. You see that? And you know what? Let me tell you something.
Yeah, very rare. Because around me there is no
man like. Let me tell you something. Teeth can be fixed. Hair can be fixed. Even the cosmetic surgery, if done righteously and not out of vanity, which you don't have already, you can get a boob job because you wouldn't do it out of vanity. You understand? It's in the heart. It's not the smoke in the weed. I'm just saying, you have true beauty as a woman because every man wanted you. Listen, and all of us also had this thought. Ready? We actually thought this too. And I'll go around if you don't believe me. We also thought that it's okay exactly the way you look. But you believe that or not? Every man that said did not think she should look different. They thought I would get with her. Did you know that or not? Look, they're saying online, yes. Look. You came today, right, to show everyone who was supposed to see it, let those who have the ears to hear it, what a beautiful woman is. That's one of my girlfriends. That's one of my girlfriends.
Thank you so much.
Hey, no truer words. We're all testifying. Every man online. Okay, online. Can I see full screen? Brett, do you agree? Yes or no? Thumbs up. Look around. Okay, Ashikabi?
No, please don't make me shy.
No, look at Sovereign Outlaw. He might be old enough to get with you. Also, Brett is also in the mix. But first, you're going to talk to Gio. And then, right now, there's two men that want to date you online that are old enough to do it. But it's not the right time. Hey, if you ever wanted to know if you had angels or gods, or if there was a God and you had angels, this is your miracle. This is impossible that just happened. It's not possible for the mind to wrap around everything that just happened. That's how I know it's God. If you could explain it, explain it. What?
I don't even know your name. As I said, I only saw your one video. It was the secret of communications, and that's how I came here.
Exactly. That tells you it's a miracle. And I said in the beginning, do I know you? So everybody can testify to that too. You said no. Because I know another Kristen and I knew it wasn't her voice, right? This is a miracle. Don't change anything you're doing.
Okay.
No, do know this, that you've been 100% righteous somehow. I've never met a woman like that yet. Not even my own girlfriend. They learned from you right now. Okay? Also know that if everything I just said is 100% true for everybody, the next statement is true. You're to talk to that man today. Okay?
All right.
Message and continue. This is also true. There's so many men that are on the right path that are going to know you as you continue with us, that you're going to have so many men to choose from. And don't choose any of them because it'll be given to you properly. You just keep doing what you're doing. You're validated. Right. You're a true woman. We saw a true woman tonight.
Shall I take it off?
Exactly, a true woman. Thank you for even verifying that. That is exactly right. You acted as a pure woman right there. Hey, sex is for women. Their shirts and panties drop to a man. All right, everybody, thank you very much. Everything, all the teachings, and the reason why I sit here so free, so confident, all the words that don't register anymore in my world, but this does register for sure. The reason why I sit here in peace, in love, in the kingdom of heaven, with total certainty, is because I understand the words that come from here. Okay? I'll see you in the next one. That was so beautiful. Thank you, everybody.